In Bambu Studio, we'll click to add our gear logo. This looks kind of big on the plate. Let me just take a look at the scale. Yeah, it's 102 by 103 millimeters. That's way too big. So I'm going to say, make it around 50 millimeters on one side, 50 on the other, or 50.52. But we want to increase the Z height because 1.46 is too small. So I'll uncheck uniform scaling and type in 3 millimeters. Then I'll click Preview, close these pop-ups, zoom in. I see a problem here. The thin lines of the design are too thin to be recognized with the default settings of the slicer. So I'm going to go back to Prepare, click on Strength, and under the Walls section, I'm going to select Detect Thin Walls. Now when I reslice and look at the results, we can see that the thin lines are being recognized. These will be just a single line each, so this particular design will be very delicate. Now we need to determine where we're going to pause the print so that we can change the color. We want the bottom flat section to be completely printed. Looks like it might be this layer 6, but I'm going to use the bottom slider to make sure that none of that flat section is being printed on this layer. And it's not, so I'll right click on this plus sign and choose Add Pause. Now I need to go back and click Prepare and Preview again to reslice it. But at this point, I can now use Command G to export the file. I'll name it, and it will take 12 minutes to print. I'll save this file to my SD card and start the print in the usual way with the bottom color, in this case red. And when the printer reaches the pause layer, it will automatically pause and wait for me to change the filament. Okay, the printer has paused, so now we're going to change the filament. On the screen, I'm going to tap to wake it up, and it asks to resume printing, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to tap the X to go back, and then I'm going to tap the back arrow, and then I'm going to tap filament and unload. At the prompt, I'll pull back the first color. Now on the screen, I'm going to tap load and feed in the new color as far as it will go. When it beeps, I'll put my fingers at the entry point to make sure I feel it going in, which I do. That's good. Now I'll tap Done. When load has completed, I'll tap the back arrow and then tap the green Resume button. There's a message. I'll just X to close that. And the print resumes with the new color. And here's the finished print. Now we can use one of these self-stick magnets, put it on the back, and add it to our fridge magnet collection.